Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. In a surprising turn of events, Homeland Security just raided several of Sean Diddy Combs' homes, including his residences in New York City, Los Angeles, and Star Island in Miami. During the raid of his LA residence in Homely Hills, in the area of Mapleton Drive and Sunset Boulevard, numerous videos show the Department of Homeland Security bum-rushing Diddy's house with weapons drawn, and after they entered the home looking like a whole bunch of G.I. Joe soldiers, they were later seen escorting several people out of the house in handcuffs, including Diddy's two sons, Christian King Combs, who is now 25, and Justin Dior Combs, who is 29. The two young men were then taken to the lawn and questioned by law enforcement. Now, as soon as Diddy's LA home was raided, Nick Sauter jumped on Twitter and posted, "Justin, Sean Diddy Combs' home raided by Homeland Security. The properties in Los Angeles and Miami have been raided by heavily armed federal agents in relation to a sex trafficking probe." Source, can you please play that video of the feds going in there and pulling people out of Diddy's house?
Here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats and law enforcement. And on the other side of those bushes, basically, is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of Bad Boy Entertainment. And the home in particular is registered not only to Bad Boy Films, but to one of P. Diddy's daughters.
Hold up, did you just peep what she said? P. Diddy thinks he's slick because his daughters are only like 17 years old, 14 years old, and 14 years old. So what he must have done is quickly transferred all of his stuff into his daughter's name because we're all hip to the game that he used to put everything in like his mother's name and Justin's name. Remember how his mother literally owned all of Mace's publishing? He knew this was coming. Alright, news lady, continue.
They are heavily armed and they've been very tactful, would probably be the best word to use, as they made entry into this home this afternoon. We actually watched them as they made their way through one of these side gates, and as soon as they got inside the home, one of the first things they did was made their way into this garage that you see is open right there. Now, they did take a couple people into custody. We witnessed that. Now, are they under arrest, or are they just being asked about what they know? That I can't answer, but I can tell you there's 3 people right there that were taken into custody or were inside that home at the time of the raid.
We did see a bunch of investigators going in, making the raid in there, and clearing that as well. So they're going to do a thorough search as they conduct this raid. And so far, Stu, from what I understand and from Haley on the ground there, they have not seen, and we have not seen from our vantage point, any sign of Sean Combs, the 54-year-old who is believed to be the property owner of this.
Okay, so although we know that Justin Combs and King Combs were both present in the home during the raid, sources close to the situation say that they don't know Diddy's current whereabouts. Now, after the news broke, a representative from Homeland Security Investigations New York said in a statement obtained by multiple sources that the investigation was executed as part of an ongoing investigation with the assistance from Homeland Security Los Angeles, Homeland Security Miami, and their local law enforcement partners. They also said that they were going to provide further information when it becomes available. According to sources, prior to these raids, several of Diddy's accusers, including 3 unnamed Jane Does and 1 John Doe, were interviewed by the Southern District of New York in relation to the S trafficking and S assault, as well as the solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms related to Diddy. Additionally, when discussing these raids, Douglas Wigda, Cassie Ventura's lawyer, said, "We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct." That's interesting, because that makes me wonder if Cassie Ventura is one of those Jane Does that was over there in the Southern District of New York talking to law enforcement. Similarly, Tyrone Blackburn, who represents some of Combs' accusers, told Rolling Stone magazine, "It's about time. Sometimes justice delayed is not justice denied, so long as justice ultimately arrives." You got that right. Source, can you please play a few more clips of them raiding Diddy's house?
Made their way through one of these side gates, and as soon as they got inside the home, one of the first things they did was made their way into this garage that you see is open right there. Now, they did take a couple people into custody. We witnessed that. Now, are they under arrest? Are they just being asked about what they know? That I can't answer, but I can tell you there's 3 people right there that were taken into custody, were inside that home at the time of the raid.
So Larry, what can you tell us at this point?
Authorities not confirming very much beyond the fact that this is part of an ongoing investigation started by Homeland Security investigations in the state of New York. Behind me, that is the entrance to Star Island. You can see the Miami Beach police car there at the entrance. If you look to your right, you can see this is where the Homeland Security investigations are set up with their command post. We've seen not only HSI police, we've also seen an FBI agent and numerous other officers going in and out of the house that is behind it. You can see the beige complex there. That home, we understand, according to property records, owned by Sean Combs, or Diddy as he is known. That property, again, being searched at this hour. We also know, obviously, Sean Diddy Combs has properties in Los Angeles and New York. We understand from our colleagues in Los Angeles that earlier today, the helicopter hovered above one of Diddy's homes there, that a similar law enforcement they showed up there as well to search the property. It's not clear exactly what they're searching for or the details of the investigation. We've asked Homeland Security about that. They're only saying that this is part of an ongoing investigation led by New York, but obviously the properties in Los Angeles and the property here in Miami being searched as we speak. We're going to stay on top of this story and bring you more details as we get it. But back here live, you're looking at, again, HSI police setting up their investigation at this house. You can look and see in the driveway, the gate, it looks like that gate has been disabled because it's sort of just leaning up against the pillar on the side as they're backing a van up into the property. Again, we're going to try to get as much information as we can. We talked to neighbors. They told us that these police officers showed up about 2 or 3 hours ago. So again, we'll dig for information and have more for you as it comes out.
Now, after Diddy's cribs got raided, social media was on it, and one person was like, "Did he do it?" And then somebody else was like, "Get the hell out of here." And then somebody else came through and was like, "Jeffrey Epstein Part 2. And after that, somebody else was like, "Let's just hope Diddy doesn't get Epsteined before trial." Let me tell you something, we don't know a lot, but what we do know is that Diddy's a party boy who doesn't like to fly solo. So if Diddy was over there doing dirt, believe me, there's a whole lot of other celebrities, including men and women, who are gonna go down as soon as that dirt gets exposed, because they were over there getting dirty with Diddy too. And I can almost guarantee you that a whole lot of these celebrities are over there right now shaking in their boots, because whether it was in New York, LA, Miami, wherever, Diddy was having freak-offs, and he wasn't having freak-offs alone, and they know that Diddy has the evidence. And I find it very interesting that when Homeland Security entered all of like Diddy's cribs, they went straight to the garage. I mean, them dudes are looking for them tapes. And trust me, they wouldn't be over there looking for tapes unless they had reasonable reason to believe that those tapes actually do exist. Now, as you know, a few of these young computer-savvy tech guys have created celebrity plane trackers, and according to one of these guys named Mike Sajnapur, who's currently tracking Diddy's plane, Diddy's private Gulfstream jet G550 N1969-S1S69 took off from Van Nuys Airport in California just a few hours before his LA home got raided and was headed for a remote airfield in Bermuda before making a quick shift in the flight plan right over the ocean and plotting a new course towards Antigua. When discussing a new flight plan, Mike tweeted, FYI, it was difficult to figure out his exact landing spot due to his aircraft's erratic descent. I thought he was landing at Bermuda's, but turned and did a 180 loop to Antigua at about 22,000 feet. Also, the aircraft turned off its radar signature within seconds of touchdown. Oh my goodness, I know this ninja didn't just turn off that radar. Source, can you please show us the route that Diddy took? Now, we don't know if Diddy is actually on that plane or if it was like a pre-planned trip or if he's actually making a run for it. But what I will say is this: if Diddy jumped on that plane and left his two sons in the crib to get cuffed up, Diddy is grimier than we ever thought. But he also might be stupider because both Antigua and Bermuda both have bilateral extradition treaties with the United States, which means that if he gets caught over there, he can be sent back over here. So if P. Diddy actually is over there, that better be a quick pit stop to refuel that plane. But knowing P. Diddy and how slippery he is, that darn plane could be a decoy, and I won't believe that he's on it until I actually see some evidence that he's on it. Especially since TMZ dropped some new video claiming that P. Diddy was spotted in Miami by the airport pacing back and forth after he was stopped trying to take his two daughters on a little vacay. According to sources who say that P. Diddy was in Miami, they say that when he was trying to get through the airport, the feds stopped him and they took him into custody along with like two of his assistants. Now, after questioning Diddy and the two assistants, they kept the two assistants, but they released Diddy. I mean, all I can say right now is that it's too early to confirm anything, except for the fact that 50 Cent jumped online and he was like, now, it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come in like that unless they got a case. Yo, 50 just never lets up. Now, you know darn well that as soon as people heard that P. Diddy's plane might have been on its way to Antigua, they started up with the memes. And one person was like, following Diddy's flight data is our generation's version of OJ in a white Bronco. And then somebody else was like, the diddler has made his great escape. And then after that, somebody else was like, release the hound. Listen, if they turn around and get like Dog the Bounty Hunter to go out and catch P. Diddy, oh my goodness, I'll be laughing forever. Wow. But what P. Diddy needs to understand is that, like the Far Side said back in the day,
can't keep running away, can't keep running away.
But on the real, this is a developing story, so as soon as I get more information, I'ma definitely bring you more information. Listen, let me know what you think about Homeland Security raiding Diddy's cribs, Christian and Justin getting cuffed up, P. Diddy putting all of his properties in his daughter's name, and also P. Diddy's private jet making a zigzag under the radar towards Antigua. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.